This fight is easy. Now, I know what y'all are gonna say. I'm lying, I'm capping. Look at me getting beaten up right now. Look at him right there. Point and laugh, everybody. But in actuality, all this fight really does is forces you to play a specific way in order to counter the big old Vegeta. So Vegeta, Monkey Vegeta, if you play it a couple of times, you'll realize that he has a giant grab radius around the front half of his body that no matter where you are, he will grab you there. So that, and he will spam it. So you should probably play a little further back, obviously. So that's one thing. Another thing is that he will spam his laser beams at you. He'll just spam them. He'll charge up to about 3 bars. And that's, I guess, when he unlocks the ability to shoot one out, and then he'll shoot one out at you. So you just have to be always conscious of that. So if you were just going to play this fight like you were going to play every other fight at the start of the game, well, every other fight meaning the first, 2 or 3 fights of the game, you would go in, you would just spam your attacks, you'd time your dodges, and you just beat them up. But when it comes to this grade 8, you've never fought it before. We've never fought it before. I've never. So you have to play it in a different way, and people don't like that. They like to play a specific way, and they like to do it for everything. Take, for example, every Elden Ring game. I mean, or Dark Souls game, sorry. Elden Ring, everyone, you could have the easiest build in the world. You could build it a specific way. You could build it and tailor it perfectly to where you just absolutely one-shot every single boss in the game without problems. The game's super easy. Or if you want to, you can play it hard. You can play it with one of these the weaker builds, and just, like a strength build, two-handed greatsword build, and try to fight everybody with that. And it's going to be a lot harder. It's going to be like 100 times harder. But whenever people get that in their mind that they want to fight it this specific way, it's nailed in there. It is in there deep. And then people will be like, hey, you could just do it. You could just use magic build. No, I want to do it this way because this is my build, and I don't want to go farming for everything else and changing up my build because I like this one. So I'm going to do it this way. Same exact thing for Vegeta. You want to fight him the way that you were taught to fight the last couple of people. Now, grade 8 Vegeta, he isn't, the easiest boss in the world. You're not going to be able to absolutely demolish him by working around his quirks. He is a little bit harder on the more difficult side. But as you can see now, I'm able to beat him my first try. And to prove that, I didn't just beat him with my first try, I beat him with my first try, and I have my right hand in a cast, my beating hand, or that's going to be taken out of context, Jesus Christ. I meant the button, my hand that presses the button that does the punching. That easy, boys. That's in a cast. And so I'm at a disadvantage, but my first try, all I did, I flew up, charged up my ki to sparking mode, and I started laying ham with the Kamehamehas. Now, sometimes he'll dash towards you. You just have to know how to play around that a little bit. You just have to get it in your mind that you have to play a slightly different way than the previous enemies that you fought, and then you'd be able to do them easy. But whenever you fight him the first time, and I'm guilty of this as well, whenever I fought him the first time, I wanted to fight him by punching him, and he decided that he wanted to grab me 6 times in a row with only doing one kick in between those 6 grabs. And then I said, okay, I'll beat him now. And then I immediately did this. You just fly away, go to sparking mode. You can hit him with an infinite combo till your sparking mode runs out. And then if you can hit him with the Kamehameha after knocking him away, you can get another Kamehameha off because he's staggered and falling out of the sky. And that's like all of his health. So it's just that people don't like playing differently. They like to play a specific way that they were taught. They don't like learning. They don't like to counteract stuff. And whenever they try to counteract something and it immediately is met with not a profitable response, like if you go and fly away and go to sparking mode, you might still lose that fight. He might pull off some crazy maneuvers and still beat you. But the moment that you're met with any adversity and you try something different, you just kind of drop it. That and I'm speaking from my own self. I'm assuming that other people are similar in this way. If not, you can tell me your experiences in the comments. But it really comes down to being able to hammer in, okay, I'm doing this wrong. These are the things that I am doing wrong because he's able to do this, this, and this to counter that. What is a play style that will counter what he's doing to counter me? And that's what I think Grade 8 Vegeta is really good at teaching the Dragon Ball people, the people who are playing Sparking Zero. It teaches you that you need to play a different way in order to counter these types of enemies. Sadly, that's, from what I remember, the only large enemy we fight. Oh, except for the Tournament of Power, we fight one other large enemy. But that's one of the only large enemies that we fight, and we learn how to counter. So that's just, I think that it was great. That's really good to teach everybody. You have to play around certain characters in a specific way in order to beat them. They're not just going to lay down and let you do the same thing over and over again. You have to learn. And people could go to the training grounds, they could do this, they could do that, but instead they just want to complain because they can't beat it the way that they want to. Now, I hope you liked my little rant here. I just wanted to do a little just a little TED talk. I know this is different from my normal content, but thank you guys for coming and watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, Johnny.